Good morning, you guys. I'm about to run out the door and I thought I would just quickly show you my look for the day. I've just been using this blow dryer on my fringe and I really kind of like that when I'm in a rush and I don't have time to do like full hair, because if you also have long hair, you know how long it can take sometimes, and I don't have time for that today. So we're just going to go with hair up. It's a bit cold and windy outside because yesterday was 35 and now today is 16, and that was just classic Melbourne crazy weather for you. But I'm going to a women's networking event, so I've got to catch a train from my place into Melbourne Central, and it's actually at the State Library with the cafe that's kind of there. So State Library is beautiful. I will go in and show you, because if you've never been to Melbourne and you're planning a trip, you should really go there. It is so beautiful. Sometimes I just take my laptop and sit in there and do a little bit of work, but it's very quiet in there, so kind of depends on your vibe, but it is an absolutely stunning space. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I guess just meeting up with some people. I sort of put it on my to-do list to keep an eye out for any women's networking events, and I know International Women's Day is coming up, so I'm kind of wanting to find a few of those. I think it's in March 8th usually as well. So if you know any ones that are in Melbourne that are good, let me know, because I don't have any colleagues anymore. So it's just one of those things where I kind of really enjoy either hanging out with friends who have their businesses or networking with some other people that do. So that's the kind of plan for today. And my phone is already ringing because I've got a few people that I need to get back to, but thought I would just bring you along for the morning, and then I'm going to come back home and reset my space because today is Valentine's Day. So I've got a couple of deliveries in, and then I'm going to be cooking dinner for Jazz and I here as well. So let's get going. I just got back home and I did stop by our friend's little baklava store on the way and got some little Nutella baklavas. I love that kind of stuff. It is so delicious. We actually grew up near a really good Lebanese bakery when I was in Sydney, so I thought those would be really nice treats for dessert tonight. But I thought I would show you. I bought a couple of things from Natio. I believe I mentioned that brand in one of my latest vlogs, but they just sell it at Priceline, and they had 30% off the entire range, which was super handy. And I love going into the Burke Street one because all of the staff there are always so friendly. But I just grabbed a couple of extra things to try because I kind of feel like this is Australia's answer to Clarins. So it's really affordable products, but yeah, anyway, especially for 30% off. So I got this one again, which is the cream to powder foundation, and I use the shade medium, and that's pretty good as like a summer color on me because I obviously have got a little bit tanned over the summer season. I also picked up another lipstick. So this lipstick, sorry, and that foundation are the two items that I tried last time. So I actually rebought the lipstick because I liked it so much. It's a beautiful kind of light pink shade, and this one's called Chai. And then the other one I bought to try because I thought this looked like a really beautiful, quite neutral pink, is Blissful. So I'll try that as well and see how I like them. I don't know what the difference is between the one in the silver packaging and this one, but I think the silver one, they're supposedly like more hydrating or something. I also got a lash serum to try because I think I would have probably mentioned it, but I've been getting lash extensions for a really long time, and I just personally really like it because I have quite short lashes, and even when I've tried kind of dyeing them or curling them, it doesn't really get to the place that I want, and I would always put on like strip lashes. So I just bought this multi-peptide lash serum from The Ordinary, and I think it was $25, so pretty affordable in terms of lash serums. I obviously can't recommend it yet because I haven't even tried it, but I actually don't have any lash extensions on at the moment, and I thought I would just give myself a couple of weeks break. So I think it's probably been about 3 weeks in total, and I just want to apply a ton of lash serum and get them really healthy again before I kind of go back into doing that. So that's the kind of plan with that. The last two items I got from Natio was this one, the Silky Soft Cleansing Milk. So I use the La Roche-Posay cleanser, and it's probably, I think, around $27 or $28 for a bottle, and this was about $12 on sale. So I thought I would just give it a go and see if I like it, but if not, I'll just default back to my La Roche one, but couldn't kind of go past the price, and since the rest of the range has been nice, I thought I would try it. And then I also got this one, the Natio Treatments Vitamin C, because I just ran out of a vitamin C that I had, and I'm just kind of experimenting with a few different ones because I have a lot of hyperpigmentation and a little bit of old sun damage from not using a strong enough SPF, which is my mistake, but I'm definitely trying to correct that and get my skin glowing and looking really healthy again, and it's definitely been improving, so I'm going to be keeping up with that daily kind of application. And then they gave me this little Sister Club beauty box because I'm part of the Priceline beauty club thing, I guess, I don't know. And I have no idea what's in here, so I thought we could just unpack it, but it seems pretty generous. So there's a satin liquid lipstick from Nude by Nature. This is like such a treat because I'm used to getting the Mecca ones, but I don't think I've qualified for one for a while. There are some little fringe clips for when you're styling your hair, which are always super handy. This is called Kind Lip. It says a shea butter matte lip. So these are both in colors that look really nice, definitely kind of up my alley. Bioderm gel serum. What else have we got in here? A little compact mirror, which is quite cute. I can pop that in my handbag because I actually don't have one of those. Oh, I've actually really wanted to try this brand for a while. This is Who is Elijah. It's just a little perfume sample. It says his and hers, spicy, woody, and fresh. So I will definitely give that a go because I had a perfume from Vahi, the Ember Haze one, and it's just run out and I'm quite devastated, but it's also a little bit expensive. So I really do want to replace that one, but we will see because maybe I'll just experiment with a couple of others, and if not, I'll just default back to that one because it was absolutely beautiful and that's why I used it all up so quickly. There's also a little toweling face band in here. There is a face halo. My sister actually got me one of these once. They're really good. It's just like a cleanser pad thing and you can wash them. So better than using face wipes because obviously we know they're pretty bad for the environment. So this is just like a little alternative to remove your makeup. What else is this? Volumizing mascara from Kind. I'm wondering if these are like cruelty-free and vegan. Yeah, I was wondering just because of the name. And one last item in here, there is some White Glow toothpaste from the brand Glow, and that's a cute little travel size, which will be perfect because I actually just landed a house project in Sydney. So I'm just organizing a couple more things with the contract and all of the bits and pieces that go along with that. And then I'll be flying up to Sydney in 2 weeks. So pretty exciting to have another interstate project on the books and really nice client. So yeah, super excited to work with them and kind of bring their vision for their house to life. But that's everything I got. And I am absolutely starving because I think I misunderstood the invitation to the event this morning, and I read it as being a brunch where you could order a la carte off the menu, but it turns out it was more just like coffee and cakes. And I did have breakfast before, as you saw, but I am pretty hungry. So I think I'm just gonna make up a little bit of like a tuna salad. I've got these pre-mixed ones. I'll kind of show you because these are like my favorite easy lunch. Sorry, also, before I run off and do that, I obviously probably seem much more myself in this video, and I just wanted to explain a little bit what I was going through the other week because I don't think I touched on it in the last probably 2 videos I've done. So I had weird bloating and like pains and all of these symptoms going on, like all sorts of digestion and bladder and all kinds of things going on that was just not quite right. And I went to the doctor to get it checked out, and basically they just like pretty much send you for a blood test and a couple of other things and try and figure out initially what's going on. And what I actually got back from that was pretty scary, which is why I was so upset in that other video. And I don't know if anyone else has ever got this reading, so maybe you can kind of give me a bit more information about like how this sort of progressed for you. But I'm not sure if I had a channel back then because I did start my channel around lockdown times, but a number of years ago I actually got like a bad pap smear result, if you will. I don't really like using the word bad, but it just wasn't good. It was sort of like the when they noticed like the PV or the cell change or whatever it is. And I had to go to the women's hospital and I had the surgery where I think it's called LEAP or laser surgery, where they kind of just laser out any of those problematic cells, and that kind of ensures that you don't have like that risk of cervical cancer and those kinds of things. So that was a bit of a process, and it was pretty scary at the time as well, because all of the elective surgeries and things were like cancelled, and it was just really not pleasant to kind of go through, because there was a bit of a recovery period. It was really painful, and yeah, it was just a whole health kind of scare that I didn't think I was ever going to have. And I know plenty of people kind of get notified that they've had some cell changes, but there's a low grade, but mine all came back high grade. So that's why I sort of had to immediately go for the surgery. So anyway, I've always just been a little bit wary of that kind of stuff ever since. And because I was getting the bloating in that pelvic area, I was a bit freaked out that it was something to do with that again. And so when I had this blood test, they said that I had a really high marker for CA125, which again is cancerous indicator of like a tumor or like something like this. And I kind of looked up the levels, as you do when you're like stupidly Googling things, and should probably wait to like speak to a professional, but I just couldn't help it, because the way the doctor just rattled it off on the phone like really traumatized me, because she just sort of did a phone call and then hung up, and I was like, what are you trying to say? Like, do I need to go for scans? Like, is there something wrong with me? And then, of course, I had to go and do an ultrasound, which is never pleasant. If you've ever had a pelvic ultrasound, you know what I'm talking about. And I also had to have a CT scan to scan all of my, I guess, organs and bits and pieces in that area. And I've never done that either. And it was really scary to me. I don't really like those kind of procedures and things. And yeah, Jazz was kind enough to come with me to all of it. He's just been an absolute angel, like the most supportive partner throughout all of this stuff. And he is very calm and positive, and it's just like the perfect energy to be around, because obviously my mum is on the Gold Coast, so I don't have her around the corner to just kind of come and support me with any of those weird and wonderful kind of health scares and things that I've had over the years. So that's why I was so upset and stressed, basically, because it was just really unclear what that result meant and what they were trying to say. And yeah, so I've had the scan that came back fine, and then I had the ultrasound that came back fine, then I had the scan that also came back fine. It was kind of just inconclusive. It said I had like a gland or something in my pelvic area that was like swollen, so I feel like that could potentially be like an early indicator, but then there was no other issues whatsoever. So it's just really confusing, because all of the symptoms have now gone away, and I don't know if it was just associated with like diet changes and alcohol and stuff over the holidays, or if my body was trying to tell me something. So I don't know. Basically, it's inconclusive. I have to go back in a month's time and do another blood test, and hopefully the levels have like dropped down by then. So I'm just kind of doing some holistic things, if you will, because that's all I can do at the moment until I know what's going on. So I have stopped having my second coffee every day, and I'm swapping my afternoon coffee for a matcha, just to be, I guess, less stressful on the system. And if you read into like the benefits of matcha, supposedly it's like got anti-cancer properties, and it has less caffeine and things than a coffee. So I'm just kind of doing that in the interest of like potentially dropping the cortisol levels that might be happening in my body, which could be resulting in like other problems like this situation. And then I have dropped one day at the gym, and I'm just doing Pilates, which is what I was doing at home this morning. So every Wednesday now, instead of doing like a crazy hard workout, I just do Pilates. And again, that's just to, I mean, I'm not saying Pilates is easy, because obviously we know it's not, but I'm just saying it's easier than like hardcore weightlifting or something that could again be a little bit stressful on my system. So that, and then looking into some gut health things as well. So hence like the kimchi that you might have seen in one of my vlogs. And I don't know, I'm not really sure what to do or what the kind of answer is, other than saying I will just update you guys when I get this other blood test back. It could have just been nothing and like a random scare, but it also doesn't make sense why I would have like, you know, effectively like high levels of this in my body. So I don't know, is the short answer. I'm still hungry, so I'm gonna go and make lunch, and that's a little bit vulnerable to kind of share that stuff sometimes, but I feel like I have a really nice community with you guys, and you sent through the most beautiful, supportive messages, and I read every single one of them, and it really made my day, because I was just a bit of a crying mess and I get in my head a little bit with those things. So I really appreciate every single one of you who sent like a really kind and supportive message on that last video. And I'm really sorry if I didn't reply to all of you or any of you. I can't even remember because I was just in a bit of a bad headspace, but I do want to say a really heartfelt thank you because I do read them and it really does mean a lot to me. But yes, that's that. Please, let's go and make lunch because I am so starving. Also, are you kidding me? This is the shop. It's called Kanefi and it's one of Jazz's friends actually. And these are the Nutella baklavas, and he also snuck me in this other chocolate and pistachio one. So I thought that'd be really nice for a little Valentine's Day dessert. Just quickly, in the interest of Valentine's Day, I did actually get Jazz a couple of little presents because I'm not really sure if we're doing presents, but I just like gift giving. So I got him this book, and buying Jazz books is really difficult because he literally has the most books of anyone I've ever known. So I hope he hasn't read this one yet, but it had some really good reviews online. It's called A Deadly Education. So hopefully he doesn't have a copy of that. He also loves Kit Kats, so I bought him one of those. And he saw my Scrub Daddy in the sink and really wanted one, so I ordered him one of those off Amazon as well. And the last thing is this biltong. It's like this air-dried grass-fed beef, and he really likes that as a snack. So it's just a couple of cute little things to sort of make his day, and I'm also going to cook us dinner. Is this the world's laziest lunch? I would say probably. So this one is the brown rice, quinoa and tuna mix from Sirena. So sort of has corn and red capsicum and stuff through it, and I just take it out of the packet and then microwave it so it's nice and warm. I've got some cos lettuce, and then this brand I've really been liking, Always Fresh, these dill and garlic marinated olives, and I just really like those. So I'm just going to chuck all of that in a bowl, and then I'll just add some balsamic vinegar and white vinegar, and that'll be it. That's it. Quick, easy, simple, healthy, and a decent amount of calories and things to keep me full. I've actually been using that MyFitnessPal app to kind of track things, so this has been really helpful, and I definitely think I've kind of seen the results. But super easy lunch, even if you're at work, just to pack it and make it fresh because it's only 3 ingredients. There's no getting this red lip off at this stage because it's kind of like an inky stain one, so I hope it looks alright on me. I actually bought it for a concert on the weekend, so I just wanted to get a really true red shade, and that was from Chanel, which you would have seen me go to in David Jones in the city. And that's because I bought a new vacuum, and when I bought it I got a $25 gift card, so I thought I would never ordinarily spend that much on a lipstick, but since it was kind of free money, like I did the girl math and I went and got it. But I've actually just been to Officeworks and I clearly changed into some more comfortable clothes because being in, I don't know, like businessy kind of stuff is just so uncomfortable on my body these days because I'm just not used to it anymore. But I actually printed, I hate to say it, but this is the entire National Construction Code, which is just something I need for my job. And I just wanted a printed copy because it is freely available online, and I do have all of the PDFs that I refer to all the time, but I don't know, there's just something about needing a paper copy of things sometimes, and I am just a little bit old school in that respect of wanting to be able to pick up something. I want to be able to highlight it and I want to tab it. So I also bought 3 packets of these little tab things from Officeworks as well, and it was not cheap. I think this cost me $250 to do the binding and printing, and obviously that's because there is like literally about 1,500 pages of documents here, but that will be my boring mission for whenever I can be bothered chipping away at it. I'm just going to go through and tab and highlight and annotate all of the kind of relevant sections of things that I do every single day, because you definitely do need to use various parts of this when you're doing different codes of buildings, and I just cannot get my head around it knowing all of those bits and pieces, especially when they kind of change from time to time. So I feel like it's just so much easier having it here, because then when you're looking for key information, key calculations, dimensions, like things to do with firewalls, garage sizes, all of that stuff, it actually is all here. You just need to know where to find it. So I feel like if I tab it all out and pop it in my filing drawer, whenever I have one of those queries or I'm starting a new project, it's just gonna really speed up that process so I don't feel like I'm potentially missing any information. And the other thing that I wanted, just to do a massive brain dump, again, I do have my Notion template and I use that every single day, and I just find that is the best place for me to keep all of my tasks. But I really kind of wanted like a jobs board, because jobs definitely go through different phases, and because I'm handling, you know, in excess of kind of 10 jobs at the moment, it does become a little bit confusing if I need to know any deadlines or what phase it's up to, if it's on hold, if it's in progress, or if it's even been finished. And I just thought I would get a little whiteboard for all of that. So this was literally $4 and it comes with a whiteboard marker, but I've got my own sort of thinner whiteboard marker, and I thought it is magnetic, so I'm just gonna actually pop it on my fridge, and that way I can have a bit of a brain dump of my current jobs board and really be able to kind of keep track of that in a different kind of way, because I just find having it all digital sometimes doesn't exactly give me the right reminders that I need. So I do have that kind of systemized, and then I just wanted to have a little bit of a backup that's just like a visual way that I can check in on the status of every single project and make sure that everything is kind of tracking along as it should, or if there's any delays that we can kind of make up the time and just get some additional help where needed. So that's going to be the beginnings of me marking out some of that stuff. And that was a good little office workshop, because I think in total all of that was just over $250, and it's just something I really did need to go ahead and spend money on. And something else I also printed recently was some flyers for my business, and I just kind of had the idea of like, what are some other things that I sort of haven't tried? So I'll show you them, because I ordered them from Vistaprint, so they're just sitting over here, and I got 1,000, I think, and again it was maybe like $100, and I just thought even if one person called me off the back of these flyers, that would already be beneficial. So this is a little stack of my flyers. I just made them in Canva, and it's for my architecture and interior design services, and I've actually just been using it for my daily walks. So I probably only dropped like 100 so far, and I worked out how to make like a QR code so you can kind of scan on them, and I've just been kind of targeting some of the areas where I sort of see a lot of renovations and developments going on, because people don't know you until they know you, and whether it works or not, I don't know, but I just couldn't help but try that in terms of, I guess, just another way to kind of do some lead generation for the business. So that was just another idea I had. And to be fair, I like going out for daily walks and looking at houses in different areas anyway, so I've just kind of been zigzagging my way through the streets and dropping off some of those as I can be bothered, chipping them away. So maybe I'll go for another walk later on, because it's quite cool out there today, so it's probably a good day to do it when the sun isn't like beating down on me. But for now, I'm just gonna fill out this jobs board so I can make that part of my daily routine, and then I've got a couple of other things to do to prep for Valentine's Day. This is a kind of rogue item, but I did get given this Valentine's Day balloon as a promotional item in PR, and I'm pretty sure it just says love, and I wouldn't know if I can actually just blow this up or if it's one of those situations where it's for the professionals, because I know it won't be filled with helium, but it would look really cute if I could actually just blow it up. So I want to have a go at that and see what it ends up looking like. This is like the halfway mark, and it's going pretty well. Just need to get to the E at the end and we'll be all done. And then I'm gonna have to sticky tape over this end that I'm blowing through, because I think I kind of ripped it when I was first trying to open it, because obviously a valve should normally get inserted in there, but I think it will be fine. Oh my God, you guys, I did it. I've actually blown this up myself. It is not the biggest shape, so it actually wasn't that hard, but how cute is this? I think this is like the perfect little Valentine's Day decoration. So maybe I'll try and get some sticky tape and pop it onto the door so he can see it when he first walks in. Time to do a little bit of an unboxing. So I actually haven't taken it out of the packaging yet, because I only got this yesterday, but I finally went and invested in a Dyson stick vacuum, and I have honestly been using this vacuum that is just a cheap little one that my mum got from Bunnings. She genuinely got it when it was on clearance for like $10 around 5 years ago, and I've just never bothered getting a new vacuum ever since, because I was gifted a robot vacuum a little while ago, and I had been using that for the apartment space, and then just kind of between the robot vacuum and that other sort of old-fashioned barrel vacuum, I had been perfectly fine to clean the house, but it has started to drive me a little bit crazy. So I did end up selling the robot vacuum, just because when you're in a smaller space, I feel like it takes up a lot of room. And one of the other kind of things that I was slightly concerned with the robot vacuums are that they're great, but they're not amazing. And if you have one, you probably know what I mean, but I feel like they get probably like 80% of the stuff off the ground, and then the last 20% you still have to go over and do a bit of a closer detail or vacuum or get in behind any of those areas that it kind of can't reach, like behind mirrors and under couches and that sort of stuff. So I just thought, you know what, I really want this. And when I was at home on the Gold Coast with my parents over Christmas, they had one of these. So this is the V8 model. I think it was on sale, like a huge special actually. It was $479 at David Jones, and they're normally like $800. So this is the basic model, but that's genuinely all I need, because the other ones just seem to have, I don't know, like more fancy heads and contraptions and things to go with them. And if I'm being honest with you, I'm not that enthusiastic about vacuuming. I like enjoy the satisfaction of it picking things up, but I'm not like over the moon about changing all of the different heads and things like that. I think this will just do perfectly fine because it already comes with a few attachments. So I thought that would be really good because it's kind of flex as well. Like it seems to be able to bend and go under couches and things. So let's open it up and I can have a look, and then I will be able to give away my old one. There's like a Good Karma page in my local area, and a lot of people just kind of list items on there for free that could help other people out. So I feel like it would be really cute to kind of pass on that other vacuum, because I'm sure someone else will get really good use out of it if they're on a budget and they just haven't been able to afford an item like that for their house, because there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't need it anymore. I think this one is the main vacuum head, but to be fair, this literally looks like unboxing a spaceship to me, so I don't 100% know which bits go together just yet. I will have to look at the manual. Oh, it's already charged. How good. So this is the main filter kind of bit where you'll empty out that container, and considering I'm just in an apartment, or even if I was renting like a townhouse or something, this has like pretty good capacity for that, so I think it will definitely be able to do the job. What else, so I don't throw away anything important? This is the main stick part of the vacuum. Oh, why did I think the head of the vacuum was this big? That would be so ridiculous. It would literally be like a micro vacuum. I'm pretty sure this is like more or less the handle or something. So anyway, I don't know what I was thinking there, but this one is the proper vacuum head. So that is the flexible head that can kind of move around and go up and down. And that was just like what made me fall in love with this, because I just thought, how easy and flexible and good would that be, especially if you lived in a place that had stairs as well. It would just make it so easy to clean all of that stuff. But judging by the box, I think I have actually got all the bits and pieces out of here. So I'm just going to click it all together, and then I can take this down to the bin room. I'm obsessed with that vacuum. It's so good, but I just realized I really need to clean my kitchen. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. I ended up putting the balloon up on the wall here, so cute. But yes, the kitchen is a total disaster, total mess, so let's get in there and clean it. My little Valentine's Day setup is all ready. I've got the presents here, and I've got the really cute little balloon up on the wall here. So it's time for me to go and have a shower and get ready, and then Jazz will be here to cook dinner. I've just turned the air fryer on, so I've got a sweet potato here, and this is my little air fryer, which I've been loving using. So I've just put it on the veggie setting because I'm going to cut up the sweet potato into some chunks. And then for dinner, I'm going to make these grass-fed eye fillet steaks. These ones are our favorites. They're definitely more on the expensive side, but they cook up really nicely. And then I've got some mushrooms, which I'm going to do with a little bit of cheese and artichokes and just kind of make them like cheesy mushrooms. And then I'll do a little bit of a side salad. I went ahead and got myself ready as well. I've just put on this cute dress I got from Princess Polly, and I've used the mermaid waver in my hair tonight. I just think it's a little bit of a different look, and I just wanted something really pretty and kind of tousled looking. I accidentally forgot to film dinner, so I'm really sorry, but it was nothing groundbreaking. I just made the steak and the cheesy mushrooms and some sweet potato in the air fryer, but look at these beautiful tulips. Tulips are actually my favorite flower. So I know Valentine's is traditionally red roses, but there's just something about tulips or Australian natives that really capture my attention, and they're much more my favorite kind of thing. Anyway, it is the next day and we just had a really beautiful night together. Jazz got me a beautiful Chanel perfume, but it is actually one that I already had. It's the Noir. So I'm going to take it in and grab a coffee with him one day in the city, and we might just go to David Jones and switch it over for a different one, because it was actually the perfect present for me. I am just about to run through all of the 3 bottles of perfume that I own are like down to their last drops. So great present and great timing, but just not quite right. So I'm going to swap that over. And I also got him a book, which was a bit of a gamble, and he already has read that one. I got him a bunch of other stuff as well, but I also need to swap and find him something nice. So that's going to be a little mission for another time. But thanks so much for joining me for a little bit of a day in the life, and I will catch up with you guys soon. Bye.